When you hear the phrase AI in the classroom, it brings up a whole mix of feelings, right? There's excitement for sure, but maybe a little bit of dread too. But what if we could totally reframe that conversation? In this explainer, we're going to dive into a powerful strategy for turning AI from a potential disruptor into what could be your most effective teaching partner.
Right? This is the big question every educator is grappling with. Is AI a cheating machine or is it a teaching assistant? The anxiety around this is very real, but so is the potential. The good news is there's actually a clear roadmap for navigating this new world, and that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
Okay, first things first. Before we jump into the solutions, we have to get real about the challenges. Let's just take a moment and validate the concerns that so many of us are feeling right now about AI showing up in our schools.
If you're a teacher, I'm betting this slide looks pretty familiar. The constant worry about plagiarism, students relying a little too much on AI, and that nagging feeling of, where are the ethical lines here? These aren't just abstract ideas. These are the things you're dealing with every single day, and it's so important that we acknowledge that.
So here's the pivot. This is the crucial question. How do we take this thing that's causing so much anxiety and actually turn it into a tool, a scaffold that helps students learn better? Well, the answer isn't some brand new, untested theory. It's a well-established teaching model that, as it turns out, is a perfect match for the age of AI.
And that brings us to the flipped classroom. The solution we're going to explore lies in this powerful combination, AI plus the flipped classroom. And listen, this isn't just some tech gimmick. It's a real strategy that fundamentally rethinks how we use our time in the classroom.
So what is a flipped classroom really? Well, the core idea is actually super simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. Instead of you lecturing in class, students cover the basic stuff at home on their own time. This frees up all that precious class time for what it should be used for, digging into the material, working together, and solving problems with you there to guide them.
So it all happens in this three-step cycle: before class, during class, and after class. This model completely shifts the student's role from just being a passive listener to being an active participant. And your role as the teacher changes too. You go from being the sage on the stage to the guide on the side.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. This is where AI comes into the picture. It doesn't just get tacked onto this model, it weaves itself into every single stage, transforming into the ultimate teaching assistant.
Let's just break down how this partnership works. So before class, AI can act like a personal tutor, helping each student get a handle on the concepts at their own speed. Then, when they're in the classroom with you, it can help run activities, maybe some personalized quizzes. And after class, it's an incredible tool for giving instant feedback, which helps students reflect and really improve.
Let's make this real. Imagine you're teaching Macbeth. Before class, a student could use AI to generate a map of the characters' relationships. But the real magic happens in class, where they debate and critique the AI's interpretation. See? They're not just consuming information anymore. They're analyzing it, turning a pretty standard assignment into a powerful lesson on critical thinking.
And that is what this is all about. It's about boosting what we call higher-order thinking. This whole approach is designed to get students way beyond simple memorization. We're talking about climbing the ladder of learning to get to the skills that truly matter: analysis, evaluation, and yes, even creation. This visual here really says it all. Think of Bloom's taxonomy like a ladder. In a traditional classroom, students can get stuck on those bottom rungs, just remembering and understanding. But with the flipped plus AI model, we're basically giving them that ladder. AI can handle a lot of the remembering, which frees up their brain power to climb higher into analyzing, evaluating, and creating.
And look, this isn't just some nice theory. We've got the data to back it up. A recent Stanford initiative found that classrooms using this hybrid model saw a 25% increase in student problem-solving ability. I mean, that's not a small number. That is a huge measurable impact.
And that finding is really just part of a much larger pattern. Just look at this chart. When you move from a traditional classroom to a flipped one, failure and low engagement rates drop. But then, when you add AI into that flipped model, they drop even more. The evidence is pretty compelling. This combination just works.
So, all of this leads to a really critical question. What does this mean for teachers? There's this common fear that AI is going to make teachers obsolete. But this model does the exact opposite. It doesn't replace the teacher, it elevates the teacher. Your whole focus just shifts dramatically.
You're not just the content deliverer standing at the front of the room anymore. Instead, you become this learning architect. You're designing experiences, you're mentoring students one-on-one, and you're becoming that essential guide on the side who helps them find real understanding.
And really, it all boils down to this simple idea. Let AI handle the routine work, the content delivery, the basic grading. That frees you up to do what only a human can: build relationships, mentor students, and inspire a genuine love of learning.
So let's end with this powerful thought. It perfectly captures the moment we're in. AI isn't a threat we should be afraid of. It's an opportunity we need to seize. It's about evolving our own practice to prepare our students for the world they're actually going to live in. So the question for all of us isn't if we should use AI anymore. It's how are we going to use it to become even better at the incredible work we do every day.